Hi, Generals. Well, we're wrapping up our look at U.S. history this week. And remember, we started out on Monday laying the foundation of the Bill of Rights. And for the remainder of the week, we looked at people who affected our civil rights in different ways. We concentrated for the last 3 days on African Americans, last 2 days, on African Americans who made a contribution towards the effect of minds on civil rights. Now we're going to look at an Hispanic American who also helped us with our civil rights. Again, this is a standard out of the U.S. history to understand how people influence our rights. So today we're going to learn about Cesar Chavez, look at how boycotts and protests and strikes affect our civil rights. And then we'll wrap up with a graphic organizer to compile our action plan based on our current situation. So let's get started. Okay, go ahead and read the introduction, which is from a page of USA Today. Again, this lesson is brought to us by USA Today and Smart Response. Unpause the video once you're done reading the information. Okay. Chavez never owned a home or earned more than $6,000 a year. What effect do you think his humble lifestyle had on those he sought to help? Go ahead and discuss it as a class first, and then collectively create a paragraph that you can write on the Smart Notebook file, or you can write on the board if you don't have Smart Notebook. Okay. How do boycotts, protests, and strikes, some of the techniques Chavez used, induce employers to change their unfair practices? What negative consequences can these tactics produce? Again, discuss each question together as a class and come up with a consensus that you write on the Smart Notebook pad. Okay, why is it necessary to generate publicity for a cause? Again, discuss it as a class and then unpause the video once you're done. What other strategies do activists use to organize people and events? Brainstorm as a class and then write a list together on the Smart Notebook file. Unpause the video when you're done. Okay, now we're going to look at a news story. We're actually going to look at a video as opposed to an actual paper article. We're going to think about this group and how they're affecting people who don't have food or health care or wages, things like that. So let's check it out.
If you need a car that gets exceptional fuel economy, an absolute blast to drive, and you want to take advantage of our closeout situation, then you need to get on into Reynolds Mazda. With 0% financing, there's never been a better time than right now. Reynolds Mazda, I-35 in Robinson, in Norman.
You're watching a video produced from Sandridge Energy Studios at Opubco.
A shelter for women and children has opened a closet to help its residents get back on their feet. For LaTasha Williamson, the free clothes came just in time. Her home burned to the ground on December 29th. She and her 4 girls found shelter February 15th at Wonderfully Made Foundation, a small shelter for women and children open since August in Northeast Oklahoma City.
I am here shopping for clothes. I actually lost everything in a house fire. It was devastating to my family. And I didn't know there was anybody to help me until I found Miss Lisa. And I came in here and she gave me and my girls a home. She gave us a bed. She gave us some room and she gave me a family and she gave me clothes for my daughters. So now we have everything that we need because of her and because of this foundation. And I'm very, very grateful today standing here.
The Wonderfully Made Homeless Home saw the need of a lot of people. We received phone calls, and upon intakes, we noticed that one of the greatest needs was clothing. So we thought, since we already provide services for homeless families with children, then why not access one of their greatest needs, and that's clothing. And what happened was we were repeatedly getting unsolicited donations, and so we were like, people could benefit from this. So what we did is The clothing closet was then formed from all of the donations that we received. This is not even half the donations. So we just change out as we, give clothing out.
Okay, let's talk about that video. What was the main group mentioned in that video? And what are their greatest needs? Go ahead and record the thoughts on the Smart Notebook file or on your whiteboard. Unpause the video when you're done. Okay, now as a class, choose a group, either the group that was mentioned in the video or any group, and talk about what their needs are and what would be the most effective way to address their needs. Just like in the video with the women's shelter and the clothing closet, at U.S. Grant, we actually have a clothing closet. So think of even just personal teenager needs. What would you need, and what would be a great way to help you? Unpause the video when you're done. Okay, one of Chavez's many strengths was his ability to organize people. He listened to migrant workers' concerns, introduced them to others with similar problems, persuaded workers to unite, and developed and implemented action plans. So, what do you think? According to the Oxford Encyclopedia of Latinos and Latinas in the United States, how Chavez replied when he was asked how he would like to be remembered. What do you think the phrase was? Okay, let's see. You got it. If you want to remember me, organize. So let's remember Chavez and organize now. Identify an issue that deeply affects Hispanic Americans. And then now you're going to adopt the role of Chavez and decide how to address the issue. You're going to use the graphic organizer on the next page. So again, brainstorm what an issue is and decide on one. And then go to this last page, place the problem inside, your opinion on the issue, or what Chavez's opinion on the issue would be, what the goal would be, who will you organize, actions you will take to achieve the goal, and how you will organize them. Wrap up the lesson with this information. I can't wait to talk to you again next week, journals. Have a great day.